doing this live to talk about our nice program for pelvic floor issues. And to everybody doesn't know you, could you say something about yourself and how we got to doing this program in the first place?
Absolutely. My name is Celeste Corey Zopich, and I am a Pilates teacher in the United States. I've actually been teaching for 20 years this year. I think it's 20 years, really long time. And I teach teachers, and I teach clients, and I work with youth, and I work with all ages, and et cetera, et cetera. And Silvana and I met through various aspects of the work and went into sort of a mentoree relationship. And yeah, we've grown that over the years, and we have an opportunity to do this great program together, which is a passion of Silvana's, and we decided to collaborate on this to work on pelvic floor health and for everybody, both men and women. But it is an international issue, and it affects women of all ages actually, and it affects men also, and even athletes, and a lot of times people don't think that that could be possible. So we decided to work together on developing a program of functional movement and how do we say, improvement for health function of the pelvic floor region and the whole body and posture together.
Good. Okay, so I'm just going to say a few words also. So you already said how we met and how we started working together. And I also want to say that sometimes people think that pelvic floor issues is only something that happens to women, and that it only has to do with giving birth, or maybe some traumatic experience of the pelvic floor due to childbirth or anything. But actually a lot of times, and I work with quite a lot of athletes, I get a lot of them with those issues, and there really is not enough information out there regarding that. So I think that one of our goals would be also to try and find a way to educate and promote also men and athletes in this issue of pelvic floor dysfunction.
Absolutely. I also find that even within the health professional community, there is a lack of go-to information for ongoing practice outside of physical therapy for a lot of people who are already aware of and dealing with pelvic floor issues. And once they're in their PT or they're out of their PT and they need to continue doing something, there's really no place for them to go, or there are very few opportunities or things for them to have access to. So I'm really excited about having a very simple program that is, we are Pilates-based practitioners, but we are educated in all areas of functional movement and healthy movement and posture and physiology and anatomy and all of those things as well. So this is a very exciting program because it's not for any specific population of teachers, any specific population of health professionals. Any individual can do this, and any health professional can become a part of this in some way. So it's not isolated to just a particular arena, which often becomes very limiting for people looking to do something. So the thing I'm most excited about is what we'll talk about, which is our program for everybody that we will be streaming. And that means anybody, anywhere, all over the world, will be able to access the exercises that are beneficial for improving, developing, maintaining pelvic floor health. So that's something that I'm super eager and excited about.
Yeah, I also put our website in the title of the streaming. So everybody that wishes, and I will add it later in the comments again, below the post that has to do with the streaming live. I will put the address again, and again, the main thing is some prevention, because sometimes it's easier to address an issue when the problem is quite mild, and not wait until you really feel that your day-to-day function is being really disturbed by a lot of really not very pleasant things. So prevention is number one, of course, but also after that you do have some kind of issues with the pelvic floor, you still can do a lot. That can be better. A lot of time we can try to get some exercise going and some whole body movement going, a lot of awareness also, and that will help us try and manage something that maybe in the future will need surgical intervention. You can stop it before. And again, right now we have in our website the English version of that, and I also did a small video, and I'm going to share it too later, how to get to the website, how to enlist in the program, and start working out from home. We do hope in the future to have some other languages there, maybe Russian and Spanish and Hebrew with our basic English program. And of course, the bigger picture would be to get some teacher training. We are already developing that too, and that would also be an online thing that we could have people all over the world just doing the training and getting certified with that.
Yes, and I would like to say to people who are watching, the beauty of technology today is that Silvana is actually living and working in Israel, and I am living and working in New York, so in the United States. So it's really amazing to be able to do something like this collaboratively, literally across the world.
Yeah.
And something together. Super exciting. One of the questions that came on the, I think through Facebook, actually, somebody who had seen the site, they're still in the process of trying to promote and have people come and look at the site and kind of see what this is about. She asked a question that I think is an important one as to whether the program is really for women who are going through or have gone through pregnancy, postpartum, or pre-pregnancy, or if it's also for bladder issues. And it is for everybody, and specifically for folks who have other types of bladder issues also. So there's no discrimination in who can use the program effectively and safely and with benefit to their overall function and health of the pelvic floor. So I just want to make that point. It's not, people often associate, as Silvana had mentioned earlier, with a particular part of a woman's life, specifically a woman, and specifically a woman's issue, although the percentage is much higher. The issues do span through a lot of different arenas, even just age and hormonal changes for individuals. So it's applicable to everybody.
Yeah, and I just want to share with you that I have a client of mine that actually was suffering from low back pain. She didn't think she had any pelvic floor issues, and some people would feel that they have just low back pain. They don't have any major issues in the lower back area, but they do feel pain there. And one of the things that she told me was that she stopped having low back pain as a result of the exercise. So sometimes you don't have to have a very severe symptom of prolapse or anything like that. Sometimes it's just low back pain that you will not maybe connect it to the pelvic floor issue, but it really is. And sometimes people will not know that they should address that area, and they will think that, okay, everybody has low back pain, like normal, and just don't do nothing about it. Yeah, just live with it. And
Yeah, I think
and
that's an important point, because low back pain is something that so many people in all of the world population deal with. And the program is designed to actually address that, as well as hip tension, SI joint tension, things that create sciatic problems for individuals. The program in and of itself actually addresses all of those things also very simply, very simple movements. Nothing is very extremely hard. We do have a progression in the program, but all of it is ultimately attainable by participants who will practice. But the other thing is that it's also safe for individuals who have osteoporotic problems or bone health problems, because we're not working in a lot of flexion-based positions,
yeah,
because that's actually a contraindication in the beginning stages of pelvic floor, so significant pelvic
yeah.
floor dysfunctions. So we don't combine flexion with a lot of the movements that we're doing until the body gets to a certain point. So even individuals who are concerned about their bone health and exercises that are appropriate for them, this program is also good for them, although we don't market it per se that way. It's an important thing to state.
Yeah, and also I will have to say that the work that we do, some people will say, well, do you do like a 1 hour focus only on the pelvis? And the answer is no, because the body is one big unit, and you
The whole
cannot,
body.
yeah, you cannot think, okay, let's just do the pelvic stuff, and everything else will just, neglect. You do have to remember that if you think of Tom Meyer's work, for example, with anatomy trains, the things are connected. You do need to address everything from the feet to the arches, to the head, to the neck, to the shoulder. So one of the things, the breathing, yeah, the breathing is a big, big, big issue, because a lot of the work has to do with correct breathing, with inhalation and exhalation, and some of our exercise will be more of a stabilized kind of exercise, and other one will be movement type, because you really need a balance, because you want to have stable pelvics but very mobile pelvics, and the whole body needs to be moving as a unit.
Absolutely. And it develops awareness in so many areas of, what kinds of patterns somebody might have from their feet all the way to their neck and shoulders and everything in between. And I think the program overall it's important, as you said, to say that it is a whole body program. Even though the pelvic floor is the quote unquote focus, it's really about awareness of how to move so that the pelvic floor function is natural in our day-to-day and active motions, because that's really what gets lost, and that's why there's dysfunction, because of all of these other relationships. So there could be a specific trauma that's, but
Yeah.
times, a lot of times, if you're talking about an athlete, it's from overuse patterns, it's from
Yes.
other types of issues. Whereas if you're talking about childbirth, yes, there's a particular type of stress to the area that is very specific to childbirth, but hormonal changes as well, as I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, can influence the function. So as we get the body into more of a functional homeostasis from movement of the whole body, then that encourages proper use of all parts, and that's one of the goals.
Yeah, and another thing that sometimes I hear from a lot of people, they always think that pelvic floor issue has only to do with weakness of the pelvic floor, and that's actually not the case, since having it too tight will cause all kind of problems. And again, the balance is the issue. You want to have enough strength, but you also want to be able to release it when you want to, and not, yeah, because again, everything in life has to do with balance. If you are too tight and you are too constricting, you will get pelvic floor issues that will manifest in a different way. And again, of course, if you are too loose and too weak, again, you will have issues again. And sometimes you will not know that it's a pelvic floor issue. Like I said, it could be low back pain, and it could be an issue that you need to go to the bathroom all the time. I know that some of my clients would say, I will go out and I will know all the restaurant that I can go in to go to the bathroom, because I know that I need to plan my trip or my outside arrangement according to the bathroom that I know that I can use. And that's not a way to live, of course.
No, not for anybody.
No. So again, the balance is a big issue. You want to have it not too tight, and of course not too loose, and to find the way to get movement and stability, and to do a whole body, like you said, awareness program with a movement that involves the center of the body, but also extremities, the legs and the arms, and let's say that the pressure in the abdomen has to be correct in order to function.
Right. And that's one of the biggest learnings in the beginning. But once that's established, the rest of it becomes quite easy to attain, because there's just a little bit of a relearning sometimes in the very beginning. But
And,
also
yeah.
in terms of the program and the manner by which we do the work, a lot of it is done on the back, and some of it is done on the side, lying on the side. Some of it's done on the stomach or on the hands and knees position, and some of it's done standing. So we do have a full range of positions that we work from, and then a whole separate maybe chair program for individuals who are not able to do initially the other positions. But the foundation of the program are the positions that I just mentioned.
Yes, and of course we do have a future plan to get some maybe more advanced features, and also since this is the basic one that we want everybody to be able to do at home, there's really nothing but the floor and your body. But in the future, yeah, but in the future we will be adding to that more of you can add a magic circle to it. You can add a softball. You can add a lot to it, but that would be only in the future. Because first of all, we really want to have a very basic plan that everybody can have, and you don't really need anything but your body to do it. So was our main objective in this one. And again, you can go to a website and you can log in there. We have a special price right now.
Website name. Let's give the website name.
Okay, so www.the-lift-pro.com. Again, I listed it in our live information, but I will add it maybe now again so everybody could see it. And you really just need to go to the site, and then you need to just click the paying and plans tab, and then you pay via PayPal, and then you're in for a year. You have the opportunity to use for a whole year, and every update that we upload in that year is free for you. So it's a big bonus to do that right now. And of course, once you enroll, you can do the sequence. The whole sequence is quite long. And I do suggest starting by, different position. That the supine one will be the easiest one, then the sideline, and going on and on until you get to the standing one. Of course, the standing one is more complex since gravity is pulling on your pelvic floor and your body.
Yeah, so we order it in a particular way. So the order actually matters, although you can do each of the segments on their own. So the order is on the back first, which we say supine. From there, we go on the side. And then from on the side, we go prone, which is on the stomach. And then from on the stomach, we go on to hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, we move to standing. So it's actually progressed in a way that if you were doing the whole program, you are moving from basics into something a little more challenging to the overall system of body movement until you're standing in your ultimate functional movement position, which we need for everyday life. I do want to say something else about the program. And yes, we will have some other more advanced things coming in the future, but from a foundation standpoint, even if you perceive yourself or consider yourself an advanced mover or a more advanced mover or with less issue or something like that, you will be surprised.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah.
Into the foundation program, into the fundamental program, and how you're actually working and what you're learning from doing that and what you actually feel and how you feel afterward. It all matters, actually. And I work in my studio also with some very advanced movers. And I take them and I do this program with them sometimes just to highlight particular elements that they need awareness of. Some professional dancers, other professional athletes that I work with in other sports, and all ages. But they are always surprised at how they feel after they do the program, because they say, that seemed so simple,
Yeah.
but I felt so much positively as a result of it, that they're able to have that awareness. So even if you have great body awareness, and again, consider yourself a more advanced mover, I'll use myself as an example in dance. So I am trained over many years in dance, and that's part of what my life was for many years. And I still will take a foundation ballet class, and there are other individuals in my more advanced class that I partake in when I'm doing that for myself. They will not take the foundation class because they feel it's too slow, it's too boring, it's too something. I purposely get in that class often as I can, because my technique, my movement, my form, whatever I'm doing in my more advanced class inevitably is superior as a result of taking the foundation class. And I'm not working the same way, but what it puts in my system is very critical and important. So it's just an alternate example. So all of the foundation things, no matter who you are, actually are really beneficial.
Yeah, and I have to say that again, a lot of my soccer guys that really are big guys, a lot of muscle work, a lot of strength, they actually need this even more than some of my regular clients, because they are very tight and they will have issues with releasing and movement and range of motion. So even athletes that are very strong will need this program to get them back to balance. Like you said, you can be a very advanced mover, and still when you get to the basic, to the level 1, you will need to be, again, very focused on your movement and very precise in your movement, and that will elevate your achievements in other parts or other aspects of your moving technique. And I agree 100%.
Yeah. And I also, on another note, the physicians who are clients and participants, they also get very excited about the program, because they're thinking very anatomically, very physiologically. And when they're doing the program, they are sort of experiencing it on a different level than an average person would, just because of their experience.
Knowledge, yeah.
And they get very excited about what it does and the potential that it has. And I think that's just something else to share.
Yeah, I agree about that. And I really need to say that I think it's a program really for everybody and anybody. You don't need to have severe issues to enjoy the program. And of course, if you do have some issues, it will help you to get the balance back to your life, I believe. And that's the key.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat, www.the- so we have a lot of hyphens. Because so the dash or hyphen lift dash or hyphen pro.com. So we refer to the program as the Lift Pro often. The Lift program is the full name, but we say the Lift Pro. So it's the-lift-pro.com. A little wonky to type in, but it'll get you to the website and you'll get to see what we're putting up. As Silvana mentioned earlier, we have a really great streaming offering, and this is an individual segment, so you can click on exercises. So even if you're not doing, for example, the full program, you can click through each sequence. The on the back sequence is the longest, and maybe you don't want to do all, all of the exercises. Follow them in order, even if you skip. So sort of follow the order, even if you're skipping exercises, and then you can go on the side and on the stomach, etc. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and $19.99 for the year gives you access to stream anywhere, anytime, wherever you have any of your devices with you, your phone, your iPad, your laptop, your tablet, whatever. You can log in and do the program anytime, anywhere. So you're never limited, and it's $19.99 for the whole year. And then I believe at the end of that year, to resubscribe, it will be at a discounted price.
Yes.
So you pay $19.99 once, and then after that, every year thereafter, it will be a lesser price after your first year subscription. So we want everybody to really be able to do this all the time. And we will constantly be adding to the program. We're going to be adding flow sequences because we have everything sort of broken down right now. We'll be adding other tutorials. We'll be adding a variety of different parts and different information and new things to the program over the course of time as we continue to develop it, enhance it, etc. We love to get feedback. We love to get input, questions. I like Q&A very much. It's something always really appreciated. I feel that when the community or the participants involved in something really start to do it, or they're interested in doing it but have a lot of questions, we love to get those questions, because then as we do lives going forward, we can answer those questions.
Yes.
And we can address every concern you have. It is research-based also, just to put that out there. We do have, but it's just not put together in a proper bibliographic format. We have an entire library of research articles that exist anyway, because there's some limited resource even in terms of research on pelvic floor health, function, and exercise. But it is out there, and people are doing it more and more, and this program can certainly become a greater part of that as individuals are becoming more aware of the needs. Some of the statistics that have come out recently about the next 20 or 30 years in terms of pelvic floor function and health around the world are actually quite staggering. So we want to be sort of here all the time and a part of being able to improve those numbers as we get into each forthcoming decade.
Okay, so I put the link of the website and also the video to downloading and how to get to the website on the comments. So I think that for today, our first live, we are happy to say goodbye to everybody. And be tuned to our future lives. Again, if you want to ask a special question, we can answer it in our next slide. Just send us a note, or in our web Facebook page also. And thank you for everybody for watching, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.